Hey everybody, this is Keith here of Euphoria Pictures. Welcome back to my channel. Right folks, so I finally got my hands on my release of the Hitcher. Now this is a second sight edition, and I can't stress to you how beautiful this release is. Second sight have knocked it out of the park once again. Probably the most anticipated 4K release of the year. Now I'm not going to say it's my most anticipated 4K transfer of the year. That still has to come for me, which is Trick or Treat at the end of this month. But there is no denying that this is probably the best in terms of packaging. Nothing comes close to it in my eyes. It's a stunner. It really, really is. And it goes without saying, folks, but I will be taking you around this one and showing you exactly what it looks like. And not only that, but I will come back and review its 4K picture. I am more than happy to do so. So that will all be coming up very, very soon. Now, as for the movie itself, if you're not particularly aware of it, which I can't imagine there's too many of yous out there, it stars C. Thomas Howell and Rutger Hauer. It's about C. Thomas Howell. He's driving late at night. He picks up a hitchhiker, and he quickly realizes that the hitchhiker is, in fact, a serial killer. And the entire movie becomes this kind of cat and mouse tale. It has a bit of everything. It is unbelievably suspenseful. There is some comedic moments in there, I have to admit. It is horrifying. Borderline horror movie, no question about it. As a matter of fact, every time I watch this movie, I can't help but think of Steven Spielberg's Duel. There is massive similarities there. But the action set pieces really took me back. I didn't realise how good they were until I actually revisited this a couple of nights ago. It is quite amazing. Like I said, it has a bit of everything. Now, C. Thomas Howell does the victim role very, very well in this, but I have to tell you, Rutger Hauer, for me, absolutely steals the show. He looks like he's having an absolute incredible time through this entire movie, and he excels in the role. It's probably the performance that he's going to be remembered for, and rightfully so. He is, for his performance alone, it's worth checking out this movie. Trust me when I say that. Now, in terms of special features when it comes to this release, it being a second sight release, you know you're going to get quite a bit in there. There is a couple of audio commentaries. You've also got 4 or 5 brand new interviews. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 featurettes, and there's also a couple of short movies by the director. I cannot wait to check them out whenever I have the time to do so. Right, so I'm going to take you around this release. I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like, and then I'm going to come back and talk about its 4K transfer. So yeah, here we go. Right, so here we go, the Hitcher. So there is a J card. I'm just going to push this release out of the way, and I'm just going to quickly show you the J card itself. But as you can see, the release sits into it, which is always great to see. So that means you never have to worry about the J card falling off, and you don't have to worry about glue spots either. And this is the back of it, and as you can see, you got the synopsis, the special features, and the limited edition contents, and of course, your credits down the bottom, and all your technical information as well. So that's the J. Let me put that aside. Let's get on with the release itself. And I think it's safe to say we all fell in love with the artwork on this edition. It is the scene that's basically representing the ending of the movie. I'm not going to say anything more about it. But I have to tell you, it's the colour scheme throughout this release that really stands out for me. It is absolutely beautiful. Now, there's nothing in terms of spot glossing to talk about. You just got the image, and it is Rutger Hauer with the shotgun. And it really does capture that kind of desert look very, very well. So that is the main artwork. The top of it, nothing there. That's the bottom. This is the spine. And as you can see, the artwork has continued onto the spine of it. And it is quite a thick looking set as well. And right around to the back, and once again, you've got, I was going to say once again, Rutger Hauer. It's C. Thomas Howell. Again, if you know the movie, that scene will make all the sense in the world. He is very close to breaking. But it's nice to see that that colour scheme has continued right on to the back of it. It's a stunning bit of artwork, no question about it. So this is the contents that we are going to be looking at. So let's jump into it. Oh, by the way, folks, it goes without saying, but it's a second sight release. Nice, hard, rigid box on this one as well. Always great to see. Right, so I'm going to start with the digipack that you get. That's holding your 4K and your Blu-ray. Once again, it is C. Thomas Howell holding the handgun. You can see the truck in the background. And again, that colour scheme, the exact same. And they don't change it. And it's just as well they don't. So that is the artwork on it. There's nothing on the spine, it's just continuing the artwork itself. And this is the back of it, and you've simply got a helicopter and 2 cop cars. So what I'll do is I'm going to open it up in full. As you can see, it's forming one picture. And it's great. It really is. High praise when it comes to the artwork on this set. So turn it around. You've got your 4K on the left, and you've got your Blu-ray on the right. I don't think there's anything behind them. No, there's not. So there's no real need to take them out. So that is your digipack. Up next, you get this hardback book. It's great when Second Sight include them in their releases. They don't do it for everything. It's for the more special movies, the likes of Texas Chainsaw, Drive, and all that kind of stuff. So once again, you've got the police car, C. Thomas Howell, the Hitcher in the above, and again, that kind of desert look is continued. So that's the artwork on this one. This is the spine of it, much the same again. And right around to the back, and just like the digipack, it's just forming one picture. So there's not much really else to talk about. I will open it and just let you have a look at it, just give you an idea of it, but there you have it. Now, when it comes to the book, I actually haven't read it as of yet. I didn't have the time to, but I think it's covering a bit of everything. The making of the movie, probably the characters, the actors, all that kind of stuff. It is a very, very hefty book. And looking forward to going through it whenever I have a chance to do so. So again, I'm not going to spend too much time with it, folks. But as you can see, there's quite a bit going on. Nice behind the scenes pictures there as well, which is always great to see. So yeah, that's the book. Then you've also got the Hitcher screenplay by Eric Red. And as you can see, look at the artwork on this one. This is genius. You just got Rutger Hauer with the thumbs up and the car in the distance. Absolutely fantastic. Is there anything on the spine of it? You do. And right around to the back, and as you can see, they're continuing that theme where it's one picture. And again, it'll make all the sense in the world when I open it up, which I'm going to do right now. There you have it. And there's not much to look at here, folks, in terms of the pages. It is just a simple screenplay. So it's a very nice touch to actually add this to the release. So there you have it. And then the last thing to show is the postcards. And I think these postcards are basically covering everything that we actually have seen in terms of the artwork, whether it's the digipack, the hardback book, or the screenplay. That one is actually quite brilliant. That's the main cover artwork. And it was actually nice to see them feature horror on it, because there wasn't much of horror featured through the set. So I think that's them all. Here we go. So there is, what, 6 of them all together. And there's nothing on the back of them. So there you have it, folks. That is everything inside this release. And just to do a quick little recap here, you do get the postcards. You've also got the screenplay. You've got the hardback book covering everything in terms of the movie itself. You've got the digipack. And then, of course, the box that holds it all in. It's stunning. There's no other word for it. Right, so on to the 4K transfer. So I actually have this release of it on Blu-ray. It is a German media book edition. And this is the release that I'm going to be stacking the 4K up against, because it's the only one that I had. And I have to tell you, is when you do stack both of them up together, it is a true night and day difference. No question about it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that this is the perfect 4K transfer. It really isn't. There is issues there, no question about it. But I think when you consider that the original source material for this movie was supposed to be in very rough shape, so when you actually see the result we are getting here, it's quite amazing, no question about it. And all the credit in the world needs to go to Second Sight. We really do appreciate your efforts here. It is quite amazing. Now, I'm going to quickly just talk about the grain structure on this one. It can be quite heavy at times, particularly on those low lit interior shots, and that's the problem I had with this 4K transfer, because when you do see those, they're not what you call, ideal viewing material. There's one scene that stands out for me. It's the bit where C. Thomas Howell goes into this, it's like a garage, and he encounters Rutger Hauer. that entire segment is so unbelievably grainy, and the picture just looks incredibly soft in my eyes. So that segment just looked a little bit rough, but again, that could be all down to source material. But I have to tell you folks, despite its issues, and there is one or two on this release, no question about it, but it is when you see the Dolby Vision, that is where you are seeing the huge upgrade here. I am not kidding. Particularly if you stack it up against the Blu-ray that I mentioned earlier. The Blu-ray I have of it, the colors are completely washed out. Not on this 4K release. Dolby Vision breathes new life into this movie. The colors look deep and bold, and I think they are absolutely incredible. Just an added vibrancy to this movie that you simply have never seen before. And then when you get in those increased black levels as well and shadow detail, it is an absolute sight to behold. Just look at the opening sequence when he picks up Rutger Hauer. Check out the black levels on it. They are so incredibly deep, and that's what I love to see when it comes to my 4K transfers. For the most part, the image does look sharp, but like I said, it does have some soft moments in there, but I'm willing to cut it a break because, like I said, it's probably all down to source material. But there is a lot of fine detail to marvel there, whether it's just fine details on the face. Even the skin tones look very, very healthy on this one as well, but you'll see it on clothing and textures, interiors, exteriors of buildings. I think you're going to be very, very impressed in terms of its fine detail. All in all, folks, like I said, it's not the perfect 4K transfer. Will it even crack the top 20, my top 20 greatest 4K transfers of all time? Definitely not. But the one thing I can promise is right here, right now, it is hands down the best this movie has ever looked. Chances are it's going to be the best it's ever going to look. So don't second guess yourselves, folks. Pick it up, particularly if you're a fan of it. Not only that, but it comes with a very impressive Dolby Atmos soundtrack. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say it's the most active or engaging you're ever likely to hear, but I have to tell you, it adds so much to this movie, and it is very active at times, active when it needs to be, particularly in those heavier action sequences. Now, there's two scenes that stand out for me in terms of the overhead channels. There's not too many around, but two really stands out for me. One is right at the start when he picks up the hitchhiker. You do get a nice bit of activity from the storm. You can hear the clatter of thunder. That all comes above you. And then there's one scene in it where C. Thomas Howell has been chased by the helicopter. Again, nice bit of activity in terms of your higher channels. Your rear channels are active when they need to be. There is a nice level of bass throughout this movie as well. Again, when it needs to be. One scene stands out for me again is the scene with the gas station explosion. There is a nice rumble of bass through that. And I was quite surprised by it, no question about it. The dialogue is clean, it never gets drowned out even by the heavier action sequences, and that's always great to hear as well. All in all, it's a great sounding Dolby Atmos soundtrack, and I couldn't be happier with the results here. So there you have it, folks. That is my review of the Hitcher, and as you can see by the video, I am very, very happy here. And again, all the credit in the world has to go to Second Sight for putting in so much effort here, and trust me when I say the movie absolutely deserves it, and it is hands down the definitive version to own when it comes to the Hitcher. So there you have it, folks. So as per usual, if you did like what you see here, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you could do, leave a comment down below, and please do share your thoughts on the movie itself. And yeah, I hope to see you all again real soon with my next video. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.